I feel like you drink weird.
Whatever.
You think I drink weird? That's how seriously like big relationship fights can happen if you're not secure in your love. Because I think you can know that I think you drink weird, and it's just like, oh, it's fine. We're still in love.
Yeah, well, I know you think I spit weird.
She does. She spits
when
weird.
I brush my teeth.
She goes,
and you spit the water out.
I'm like, just spit it out.
How do you?
Like, just, she's like.
You use like your tongue.
Roll the intro. It's a very like the way she spits. It's very dainty. Let me wait till the song finishes. I'm gonna tell you a thing or two about your life.
Oh, really? I am so excited. She's gonna tell me a thing or two.
I think the longer that that we're together, the more I realize that we are like polar opposites.
You never
we are
realized that
so
before?
different from each other. Like,
yes.
We're not
polar.
Our energy, like the way we do things,
everything's opposite.
We are so different. Like 180 degrees different.
But is that bad?
I guess not. We're making it work.
Are you calling me you don't like my energy?
Yeah, great energy, bro. I feel like we've both changed a little bit towards each other.
What's he trying to say?
Babe, we love each other. Well, that's a given.
So how have we changed?
I think you've honestly gotten funnier. You get my humor more. Like, you're more willing to laugh at my jokes and stuff. And I feel like...
What? I wasn't that way before?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe you're just funnier
I think you rolled your eyes at me a lot more at the beginning.
Really?
I think you will participate in, like, silly, stupid jokes more often. Like, you'll say things I thought she would never would have said that, like, when we were dating or when we first got married.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when
Because we were dating.
But
I wasn't as comfortable with you then.
I don't know. But I think here.
You think you've made me funnier.
Let's give relationship advice. How do you make relationships work? You gotta communicate. You gotta tell each other the things that in your mind you think, I don't need to tell him that. That's dumb. Like,
yeah, you have to be able to communicate in a non-confrontational way every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to be willing to say stuff and accept stuff without getting offended or angry right away and talk through it. Like, if you are slightly offended, you say, you know what?
That offended me a little bit.
That offended me a little bit.
Oh, it did? Why? I'm sorry. And then...
Like, let's talk about this. Why this is
like,
happening.
I'll have random thoughts or things I think about, and I'm like, I don't need to tell her that. But, like, sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to tell her that. Because, like, there's so many times where you are in a fight or you misunderstand somebody because you just don't have enough information. You know, like, when you see somebody and you're like, oh, that bothers me about that person or whatever. But then when you're with them, it's like, oh, it's not that bad because you get all the reasons why they're acting like that.
Well, yeah. And if you communicate on those little things, because I feel like most blow-up fights in relationships are arguments about something little that stems from something that is going on inside that's deeper. A bigger problem, but you fight about the little ones because they're easier to talk about.
People just can't be honest, too. I think it's really hard for people to be honest about what the real issue is. And they fight all around the real issue.
Sometimes it's hard for people to recognize, though.
Yeah, it's
the
either
real issue.
One, that they don't know what it is, or two, they don't want to admit what the real problem is, and they nitpick about everything else that's not the actual elephant in the room that you need to address.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because it's like uncomfortable to say, this is the problem. And so they like, I don't like da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and they never like hit the main thing. I don't know. We don't know. We're figuring it out as we go.
We're so wise.
Isabella Marks, Izzy Marks 09 asks, Shaycaro, what do you picture when you think of your viewers? That's a good question. If you were to picture the typical Shaytards viewer, what do they look like?
I don't think there is a typical Shaytards viewer. I just think of faces that I've seen at VidCon and Playlist Live. Because that's the only time I get to meet them. I
have learned not to like picture a certain type of person.
I never
because
do.
We meet people that I'm like, you watch our videos?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and here we go. I'm not being racist, but like I met a guy the other day in the mall who was like the epitome of, I don't know how you want to classify him, cholo. Like he had Inglewood tattooed on his eyebrow. He had like these brand new white Converse. He had tattoos all over his arms. And he came up to me. He's like, Shaycar, I love your videos. And I'm like, you watch our videos? Yeah. In the mall the other day, this big tall dude the black guy with dreads wearing a suit. Shaytards. I'm like, You watch our videos?
It makes me happy.
I love it. I met a girl that went to Harvard.
Oh.
I'm like, smart people watch our videos? I met this couple.
Not to think that we think you guys are dumb.
I just feel like we're dumb. I feel like smart people wouldn't give us the time of day. Like a girl who goes to Harvard, the greatest school in the world, like loves Shaytard videos. I have met all types of people, just like people where I'm like, no way, you watch our videos? It's crazy. Grandparents, little kids, like business executives I've met that like, oh yeah, Shaytards. Ashton Kutcher watched our videos. Like when first I met Ashton Kutcher, he's like, Shaytards. I'm like, no way, you watch our videos?
Way. You watch our videos?
So to like picture the typical Shaytards viewer and what they look like, it's like there are all types of people. And it's cool. That's the coolest thing about the internet. People not only like in America, but like Saudi Arabia, Ireland. There's countries, I go through the Google Analytics of people who watch our videos. I don't even recognize some of the names of these countries.
I met a girl at the fireside the other day that was from, I think, Brazil or Portugal. And she said that we helped her learn English so that she could move here.
Yeah, I know.
From watching our videos.
A lot of people watch our videos to learn English, which is not a good idea.
It's a horrible idea.
Because we can barely speak
we reckon we like to talk like we're from Idaho.
But that is
not
interesting.
that if you're from Idaho, that's bad. Why do I feel like I have to like
all Idaho people?
I have to. Like,
that's what I hate about our society today. You can't say anything without feeling like, oh, that could be construed as offensive or racist or mean. It's like, you know, it's like just everybody needs to just chill out and give people a pass.
Being so
you know what I mean?
It's cool. We're all people.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I forgot the thing I was gonna say.
Sorry. You watch our videos?
Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder what celebrities have seen our videos that we don't know. Like, you know, like that's part of what I wanted to do with the documentary kind of is like, what is the standard and how do people watch our videos differently? Oh, a question that somebody asked me the other day is, how do you feel? Somebody asked me this. Oh, his name was Rick Rags. He said, Shay, let me find that tweet. He says, do you think there is a way? No, hold on.
We'll find it.
Oh, he says, Rick Rags, he's followed us for a long time. He lost 100 pounds watching Shay loss.
Nice.
At a kid, Rick. He says, I can tell you what my perception... Oh, my hellfire. Where is it?
Shay doesn't swear.
I swear sometimes. Basically, He was asking, what do I think is your perception of us? Like, Shaytard viewers' perception of us. And sometimes I wonder about that, because I think we have a conceived idea of what they think about us.
But everyone's probably different.
Right. And I think it differs with time. I feel like a lot of people started watching our videos did not like us. You know, like we're annoyed by us. Like, what is this? Why would anybody watch this? Why would anybody watch?
Our own families thought that.
For sure.
What?
Why do people watch this? Yeah. And then with time, they're like start watching and they get into it and they start to understand it and then they just love us. But I know for a fact there's like tons of people that I've interacted with online who thought we were this stupid family and didn't get why anybody watched us. And now they buy
like
Shay Carl shirts.
Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm like, I don't either. It's nothing you need to get.
Right. And I don't try to explain it to people.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't, especially with people that we deal with in real life, like real family and friends. I'm like, I'm not going to try to explain it to you. I don't know. We make videos online.
That's it.
Don't waste your time. When people come to me like, oh, I watch your videos, I'm like, don't waste your time doing that. I don't know why I say that. I just say thank you. I think people in real life, I always get nervous because I'm like, I'm going to have to see you in real life. Like, especially people at church. Like, oh, I saw that video. And I'm like, oh, crap, what did I say?
I know, that's always weird.
What did I say in that video?
And it's people that you know really well.
I think I've swore twice in this podcast already. People at church are going to see this. Damn it. Swear words like that.
They say words in the scriptures.
Yeah. How do you see us? How do you perceive the Shaytards?
Yeah. How do you perceive us?
I feel like there's also a group of people who are like, they just know that there's something that we're not telling them, that they're trying to figure out, like some secrets that we're trying to keep, like between me and you, or like we beat the kids, or just, I know they're not the happy family they say they are. There's something in there.
We definitely have our trials.
Yeah. I mean, but they want to know them. Why? And that's human nature. Why do we love to see stories about how people messed up?
That's why drama is so popular. That's why soap operas have been around for decades.
And why does it make the human species feel better about themselves knowing that somebody else has struggles?
Because then
or do we commiserate with that person?
Struggles.
Because we're like, oh, I have problems like that. And it makes you feel better knowing that somebody else has a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are some problems that you have that we can commiserate with? Tell us your problems.
I don't know.
I have problems where I feel like when I wake up in the morning and I just do not feel motivated. And I'm just like, I just don't want to deal with it. I have that too. Like everybody wakes up and they're just like, I just not feel like dealing with all this crap. I just want to sleep in.
I think everybody goes through that.
Yeah. Anyways, they just asked us some questions.
I always worry about people, how they perceive me. Like, because sometimes I'm really, I don't know.
What do you,
Like, do people think that I'm like a brat sometimes? I worry about that. And I think that stifles me because sometimes I won't be completely honest in the vlogs with like how I'm feeling in a particular day. Because I don't want people to think that I'm being like a brat or ungrateful. So, like, if I'm having a bad day, I won't always talk about it on the vlogs because I don't want people to think that way. But then it's like, I don't want to feel that way either. I want to be able to just be totally open and honest all the time. But then what happens if I am?
See, that's a weird phenomenon because I feel like that people that watch our vlogs, they want more of our real, honest feelings.
Very real and raw.
But if we complain and they're having a bad day and their problems seem to them a lot worse and probably are because we have a pretty smooth, cush life, then it annoys them that we're complaining because there's this weird thing where it's like you want more of our true, honest feelings, but if we complain or act like we're having a bad day,
or if we tell you those true, honest feelings, you may think it's complaining or may think that
and it's like those same people will comment, oh, I can't believe you're complaining about this. Why wasn't the video longer? It's like, because we're having a bad day and we don't want to talk about it. And so we're going to make the video shorter. You know what I mean? And that has always blown my mind. People that are mad at us for not making more video. I'm like, they're angry because they want more of us. That's a good thing, I think.
They're mad at me. They're yelling at me because they want me to make more.
Somebody asked, Micah Stubbs asked, he said, what are your biggest fears and the hardest part of YouTube fame? What's the hardest part of YouTube fame? I can tell you what mine is.
What is it?
My thing is I feel like I can never escape. I feel like sometimes I can never just like go away. I feel like there's so many tweets. Like when my phone is off, you
can never be completely up to date on all the things that there are.
I feel anxious that I can't answer all the messages. Like there are so many people that are counting on me. I feel like, what if I just want to go away for a month and just not talk to anybody? I feel like overwhelmed in the fact that like I just don't want to talk to anybody. I want everybody to just leave me alone.
Because
like I just
can't possibly reach everyone.
Yeah, I can't reach everybody and I can't do all the things that people want me to do. And I just feel like there's so much like pressure to like be there for people and help people and do things. And I just feel like I just want to go away and just not talk for a month. And that scares me that I can't like ever get away from it. Like I feel like there's so much pressure to constantly be talking and interacting, and it's just like I just don't want to sometimes.
But at the same time, it's like the same things that make YouTube amazing, like being able to interact with people and help people. People that ask me for advice and trying to answer all those. You get overwhelmed by like I can't possibly help everyone or talk to everyone.
I think you just have to turn it off. You just have to turn the stream off. Like my phone, I was in church yesterday and my phone died. And I'm like, I'm not going to plug my phone in today. It's like we got home from church and like we had dinner and I felt anxious all day long.
You did?
I did. I felt like I should plug my phone in. I'm probably getting text messages right now. There's probably emails coming in. People are probably wondering why I'm not responding to them. Because in our day and age, it's like, if somebody doesn't reply to your text, it's like, they have their phone. You send somebody a text, like, especially when you hang out with people.
But I don't feel like you should always expect that either, because that makes me anxious. Because yesterday, like, I put my phone down, and I got back to it. There were, like, 16 text messages and 2 voicemails, and I'm like, I have to respond to these people. And I thought, you know what? No, I don't. It's Sunday. Right. I'm not even going to.
That's why it's like we're too sometimes we're too connected.
Too connected.
You know, where it's like, I don't want to. Like, I just like want to be. But then I feel that anxiousness. Like, I have to reply to this. I have to reply to this. And it's just stuff that's like, I just need some quiet, you know, just go away.
In your brain.
Just leave me alone. Yeah, I think, and that might be, you know, whining about that. But that's, you know, I think if you're to pick one thing that's hard about, you know, YouTube fame or just fame in general is like, there's just a lot of expectations, you know. I don't know. What would you say? Would that be your thing?
Yeah, expectations.
Good question, Micah.
Not wanting to disappoint anyone, but you gotta, I don't know. Blech. I didn't need anything.
Jennifer Redmond says,
my brain's fried.
What are the pros and cons to being wealthy? The money we make should be considered the Lord's money. Now with the sale of Maker, that's a lot. How do you know, Jennifer? We pay tithing. You know, we believe in God, you know, and so we believe that everything that we have is from him. And in the Old Testament, in Malachi, it talks about paying 1/10 of your earnings, you know, 1/10 of your increase. And so we pay 10% of everything we earn to our church. And it's not to our church because there's no paid ministry in our church. Like nobody who's in our church gets paid for what they do. The prophet of our church, the apostles, the bishop, you know, I was a Sunday school teacher. She's the Cub Scout leader. Like nobody in our church gets paid. So that money goes to building buildings, printing out books. You know, a lot of it goes to, you know, aid. You know, the church is really well known for, you know, giving aid. So we give 10%. I think, you know, we're talking about what we were talking about earlier about perspective. Like, you know, when your mom gets sick and somebody's about to die, like money and that stuff, none of that matters anymore. Like it's just stuff that doesn't matter at all.
I feel like it's just, you know, we have been in that place in life where we didn't have. And so it's such a thing. I can't talk. I really can't talk. I'm very grateful. That's what I want to say, is I'm so grateful that we have what we have, and I never imagined that we'd be able to have as much as we do. And so when I think about being able to help people in our family, people in the community, and random people that we meet, it's exciting to me. Like that to me is more important than, you know.
Were you going to cry or just have boogers?
I just had some boogers, yep.
Okay.
But it was a good moment to be choked up. I should have laughed.
I know. I was like, are you crying? You just got to hock a loogie.
No, but that's how I feel about it. Like, I feel really grateful, and I think that that's what we want to do. That's what I want to do with it, is help people.
Yeah. How much, though?
Well, I think that we should be comfortable and have a secure future for our family. And then, I don't know. That's the other thing, is I feel like we should pray about it.
About where we should,
who needs help,
how we should help,
how we can help.
That's another too. Pressures with money. You know, we feel pressures like our relatives. Like, like my dad, for instance. Like people read at my dad's work. People read the article that Maker Studios was bought for $1 billion, and then everybody at my dad's work was like, "Why are you at work?" They thought we thought you were gonna call in rich. You know, instead of calling in sick. So it was like in my mind, I'm like, oh man, do all these people that work with my dad, do they think I'm a crappy son because my dad still has to go to work? Like he doesn't have to go to work, but it's like, should I like retire my dad now? Like, you know, so he doesn't have to work anymore. And it's like, I don't think definitely don't have that much money where I'm like, mom and dad, you don't ever have to work again. Like,
right.
I guess we could, I mean, we're close to that, but I think they like their job.
We're really frugal.
Then I feel pressured. I'm like, crap, does everybody at my dad's work think I'm a scumbag because because my dad has to go back to work? So I feel pressure that way too.
There's so much pressure. It's ridiculous because there's so much judgment that comes with it. Oh, now we're rich and now you have money. Like, what do you like? Everybody has an opinion on what you should be doing with it.
And
I don't know.
Yeah.
We were watching the news with Angelina Jolie, and she donates 1/3 of her income.
Oh, she does?
She donates 1/3 of her income.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
That's great.
Yeah.
I think we should do that.
Yep, 1/3 of everything she makes. And she does humanitarian stuff. Like, that's amazing. She's giving back, truly. Her movie's awesome.
We went and saw Maleficent. One thing that we are going to do, and I told Colette, as I said, we're not going to spend any of that money for a year. Just because it's like, there's so many things, like even already Like, there's been so many things like, do this, do this, do this. Oh, my heck, that can't be real.
What?
Somebody got a Shay Carl tattoo. Oh, it's just face paint. Do not get Shay Carl tattoos.
Don't do it. He doesn't like it.
I do not like it.
He doesn't like it.
People send them to me. I'm like, no.
Don't.
Or people at VidCon like, hey, can you write on this? I'm going to have it tattooed on me. I'm like, no, do not do that. You're going to grow up and hate me, and you're going to hate that you have a tattoo of me on your body. Like, what's that tattoo? Oh, it's this stupid guy on the internet. I'm like, don't get a tattoo. There is a guy, you know who you are, who got a tattoo of me and him on his arm. He regretted it later, and he got it covered up with like a band of tattoo. We should have him on the show and have him say why he regrets getting a Shay Carl tattoo on his arm.
Maybe.
And I told him that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another reason. It was the fat, bearded Shay Carl, and then I lost 100 pounds, and it didn't look like me at all. In fact, I'm at the Playlist Live, and I'm skinny and shaved, and he has this picture of me and him, and I'm this big, fat, bearded guy on his arm, and I don't look anything like the tattoo. And I'm like, why did you do that? Do not get a tattoo of me. Thank you. It is very flattering. But don't do it. Draw a picture and hang it on your wall so that you can throw it away at a later date.
When you don't like it anymore.
I'm not a tattoo fan.
Oh, that's funny.
But I mean, if you like, because I know, with Shay, Charles Trippy has a lot of tattoos. That's good for him. If Charles likes tattoos, I think Charles looks cool. I think he is a cool looking guy. But I would never get tattoos, and I would never have my kids get tattoos. And I love Charles. Charles is like one of my best friends in the world.
See, I'm already sitting here thinking like, oh, what did I say? What did I say everything right?
Right.
I hate that.
It's like the human need to be understood the way, and you want to be understood in a good way.
And I don't feel like my words can put my feelings into actions very well.
I feel like
actions that didn't that didn't make sense.
I feel like though
my words, my thoughts into words.
Yeah, you should just stop.
Oh my goodness.
Rihanna Beckett,
just
Rihanna
don't
112
listen to anything I say.
asks, how often do you get in arguments in your household? We actually talk about that in today's vlog. Well,
we do, huh?
We don't really get in a lot of arguments.
Not really. I mean, usually if we do, it's because we're stressed about something else.
Yeah, it's always.
And then we have to talk about it later. Like, you know what? I'm sorry. I yelled. I really was just not happy about this and that and blah blah blah.
I get mad.
Gotta talk about it.
I get mad when she doesn't get footage.
Yep, that's a source of argumentation is footage. It's always.
What do you guys think about if we move back to Idaho? What do you guys think about if we started shooting Shaytards more of like in a reality show way? Like, what if instead of filming us like ourselves, like we would still vlog like this, but what if we had like a camera like in the house filming us, like when we're just
like
interacting?
A crew, like somebody there.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Why?
Because it changes. It changes when somebody's there, actually there. You're not as real.
You think?
That's what I think.
But like even when we turn this camera on, we have a heightened. It's like
but it's different. Like you can't. Personally, I can't turn on the camera and talk to you genuinely if somebody's watching me.
You don't think so?
It's harder for me. I do better in my Katie Let videos if I'm alone.
Katie Let.
Mm-hmm.
I see where you're coming from there, but like because we've done this for so long, I feel like I can just be the same person whether there's a camera crew there or not.
It has gotten easier, for sure.
I told this story, but I remember the very first time I was on a Take 180 video when I was Shrek, if you guys remember, at the very end of my first year of vlogging. I had to go at 6 a.m. I had a 6 a.m. call time, huge makeup thing. I turned me into Shrek. I had like a head thing. They painted my whole body green, and I had like this big outfit on, and I was supposed to have this Scottish accent to be like Shrek. I rented the movies the night before. I could not do the accent for the life of me. I could basically go, that'll do, donkey. Like, I cannot do accents, and I'm supposed to be like this famous YouTuber, and they're having me do Shrek. And so, like, it was like this huge production. Disney owned Take 180. And so this was like, we've been in LA for 6 months or something. And all the shoots I'd been on, is like Blake holding the boom pole. But no, Disney owned Take 180.
Oh, they did?
Anyways, I go on set, and we walk on set, and there's, no joke, 25 people in this room. And I'm like, why are all these people here? Mm-hmm. There was a dude who had tape. Like, his job was to put marks on the floor. He had an assistant The guy whose job was to put tape on the ground had a guy carrying the tape around. I'm like, what are all these people doing? Why are they all here? And he's like, okay, everybody's set, quiet. And there's like 25 people, and I'm standing there, and I was terrified, petrified, just sweating, thinking, what? I can't do the accent. I've not told the director that I can't do the accent. I'm supposed to know my lines. I wasn't that ready. And I was like, probably one of the worst moments of my life. Go watch that Shrek. It's not even up anymore, actually. They took it down. And I was so scared because there's all these people there. And I'm just like, what are they going to think? They're all in this room. And I couldn't do the accent. And I tried to do the accent, but it was horrible. And the director's like, okay, why don't you just try it in your regular voice? I'm like, yeah, because I can't do the accent. And there was this, I had to like come in this door. There's like this stage door. And I remember going out that door and shutting the door. And I'd like close the door to all these 25 people. And I would just be behind that door being like, I should just leave right now. I should just go get in my car and drive away. Leave. Like I wanted to just like go out in the parking lot and leave. And they'd be like, action. Nothing. Action. I'm in my truck. Just driving away.
Carl?
Hey, you wanna know a funny thought that I had at the fireside the other night?
What?
So we had this fireside. There's like 500 people there. All my family's there. My mom, my dad, my grandma, my brothers and sisters, Colette's sisters, David Archuleta, Jeanette McCurdy, all these people. We all go walking in to the room where the fireside is, and I stayed back to pee. And so I'm peeing, and everybody's in there, and the show's about to begin. And I had this crazy thought. I'm like, what if I just got in my truck and left right now? What if I just like got in my truck?
That would have been so rude.
I have crazy thoughts like this sometimes.
He does have crazy thoughts.
I'm like,
guys. Watch out for
him. And
him.
I started thinking about this. I'm like, what if I went and got in my truck and I drove to LAX and I got on an airplane to Singapore and I just flew to Singapore and didn't tell anybody and I just disappeared?
I'd be so mad at you.
I know you would.
I know you would. Isn't it great?
And I just thought, like, that would be crazy. And they'd all be sitting there and be like, okay, we're going to begin. Like, where's Shay? Where's Shay? You guys would be calling me, and I'd throw my phone because that would stress me out if I had my phone. I'd just throw it, and I'd just fly to Singapore and just disappear.
You really do need to get a break.
What if that happens one day, you guys? All of a sudden,
if you're
I just
having
disappear.
those thoughts, that means he needs a break, guys.
I'm just like, poof, I'm gone.
But on that note, the fireside was amazing.
Check out our
and he gave a really
videos.
amazing talk at the fireside.
Anyways, how did I talk? I started talking about Shrek and about being yourself, about shooting, having a camera crew. I think it would be a cool thing to see our whole family interact without one of us holding the camera.
Yeah.
But like, and it wouldn't be all day. It would just be like, okay, the camera crew or whatever. Maybe it's just one guy. Maybe it's just Blake. You know, it's like he's gonna be here at dinner time. You know what I mean? Like he comes over at dinner and...
But would you still edit it, or would it be like a one
Yeah,
take?
you would edit it. Like you could cut it, and it would be like more like a reality show. But then it would more be like just our family interacting instead of... Because when we turn the camera on, this is why I feel like it would be more natural. Because whenever we turn the camera on, it's like, okay, we're vlogging and go. Da-da-da-da, and it's only short clips that we film. Like our clips are never longer than a couple minutes. And so then we turn it off, and then we go back to being a family. And I feel like we're the same people when the camera's off. But if we had a camera crew in there, I feel like it would be more natural. Because it wouldn't be like, the vlog camera's out, heightened.
I don't know that it would be more natural.
Let's try it. What if we tried it? That's why I started thinking about just doing things different, with the Shaytard vlogs.
Well, it can't hurt.
And think about like having mom and dad around, because there's so many, like, especially when the whole family's together, when mom and dad are there and Casey and Kaylee and everybody's there, when the camera's not on, there's some funny things that happen.
But you know that your mom would be different if she saw like a camera person there filming like that.
I think we should try it.
It's just not as natural.
I think we should try it and just see what happens. I think when we move back to Idaho, that's one thing I want to experiment with, is seeing about like kind of turning it a little more into a reality show.
Okay.
But it's not going to change us. I know that people get scared about that. And I would never like want to sell it to TLC or like, I mean, I would never, I don't know. Would you do a Shaytards reality show? You always say no to that.
I've always said no.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's worth it.
But I think we could just do it on YouTube. We don't need a TV show.
What happened to John and Kate?
They got a divorce, man.
Yeah.
Why do you think they got a divorce?
Pressure. It's too much pressure.
They had eight tuplets? She had 8 babies in her belly?
She had 6, but she had 2 before that.
She seems scary.
She's nice.
I don't want to be married to
I'm
her.
sure see, that's...
Oh, I'm doing it.
See how cameras and reality TV can edit? Like, how do we know her? We don't know her.
You met her though.
Personally.
What was she
but
like?
I don't know her personally. It's not like we hang out.
What was she like in person?
She was nice. I don't know her.
Did you say she's really tall?
She had heels on.
Yeah.
No, I don't. That's the thing. Is like you don't know about reality TV because they can edit it how they want to create drama.
So if you guys remember, like 6 months ago, filmed I'm going to be on the Food Network.
That's cute.
I'm going to be on the Food Network, and there's this new show called, what is it? Reality Food Stars?
I don't know.
It's on the Food Network, Food Stars, and it just started last night. We were flipping through the channels, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be on that show. And so at the YouTube space 6 months ago, they have a segment. Well, I can't give it away, actually, but I'm excited to see how they edit it. Because I was there on set of the reality show, and so now I'm excited to see how they edit it, see if it was different. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Of course, I will tweet and let you guys know. I think it's going to be on the 22nd, June 22nd.
Really? I don't know.
Be watching on the Food Network, June 22nd. I think I'm going to be on the reality show.
We'll find out. I mean, watch the vlogs, and we'll know for sure.
We'll let you know for sure.
Soon, I'm sure.
Okay, should we take one last question and we got to wrap this baby up. This is podcast 120.
We have 0 minutes left.
120. Here's what's interesting to me. I think it would be interesting to find a person who found our vlogs today, like for the first time. And, after 5 years of daily vlogging and all the stuff we've been through, I would like to get an initial, we should do that. We should set up like a, you know how movies will do that, like screenings, and they'll like just pull people in off the street? It would be interesting to get like a random sampling of people off the street to come, like, hi, sir, would you like to take a test? It's like, we'll pay you $50 or something. Come in, watch one of our videos and do a couple things. Show them one of our videos and just ask them questions like, what'd you think about that? Did you think it was entertaining? Do you think anybody watches that on the internet? Like, what do you think about that family? And like, what are your perceptions? And then say, okay, do you know that this family this channel on YouTube averages 1.5 million views a day? Like 1.5 million people watch this every day. And just see what their reactions are. Yeah.
I'd probably be like, why?
Exactly.
Why? Why do you guys watch?
We've asked that question a long time. I think there's a lot of different factors in that. I think people genuinely, and this is like something that's not even thought about, I think intrinsically people want to have a family. I think families are, if you were to ask me what's the most important reason why we're on this earth, it's for families. I really believe that.
Families. To be happy, and we find happiness through our families.
We should do that. See, I'm just adding more things to do. When I'm saying I want to do less things.
Whatever. Sure, babe.
Dreams and memories. Thank you guys. We appreciate you being here. Thumbs up. Leave comments. We like to hear about them.
Yeah.
I like to hear that applause.
What do you think?
All right. Off to the next thing. Love you guys.